Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate Biomedical Laboratory Science Day. INEC accredited domestic election observers in Akwa Ibom State raised April 11 governorship and House of Assembly elections could be unsuccessful. Loss. National Security Advisor assures Nigerians the activities of Boko Haram will be put to end before May 29. Details of these and other stories. Good morning and welcome to KBC 45 News. We sincerely apologize for coming behind schedule. Yesterday, the 15th day of April was observed as the World Biomedical Laboratory Science Day, in line with the International Federation of Biomedical Laboratory Science Declaration at its General Assembly in 1977. The aim was to create awareness on the practice of the biomedical profession and the role it plays in the success of the healthcare system. As Nigerians join other nations of the world to celebrate the day, Iyare Paul, who attended the conference of the Biomedical Laboratory Scientists Day yesterday, reports that it was an avenue for the professionals to showcase their role in the medicine and healthcare.
Medical Day was set aside by the International Federation of Biomedical Laboratory Science to create awareness on that role laboratory scientists play in the healthcare system. Medical laboratory scientists play vital roles in diagnosis, quality development, treatment, research, development, and public health care. According to Dr. Nkeruwe Metok, who is an elder in the profession, the day was to promote the awareness of the profession and to educate people that medical laboratory scientist profession is one of the largest groups of care professionals, which role in medicine is poorly understood.
This is where the things you need to attend to the patient, what the information you need, the diagnosis of the patient. You know, when the patient comes into the hospital, he comes telling you, I have headache, I have pains, I have abdominal this, and anything, any illness, any sickness may have any symptoms. It is the duty of the medical laboratory scientist to know what reagent is the best, what equipment are right, the things that the regulation, the practice and regulation of medical laboratory in Nigeria is completely controlled by the medical laboratory scientists.
In Akwa Ibom State, Dr. Etok noted that government has created an enabling environment for medical laboratory scientists to operate, but called on the public to always seek medical attention when they have health challenges.
It is celebrated to bring to the consciousness of everybody that the medical laboratory is a key partner in the healthcare delivery. The medical laboratory as a profession has in many instances gone out of its way to ensure that patients get the best in healthcare delivery.
On the relationship between medical a consultant radiologist with Stream Laboratory, Dr. Ifijani, said that the two work together to achieve promoting healthcare delivery.
Their importance cannot be overemphasized. They have a very major role to play in medical practice. It's so important that they be appreciated. If they do their bit and we do our bit, the patient goes home well treated. So a doctor cannot just work alone. He needs the lab scientist, and the lab scientist needs the doctor.
To some laboratory scientists in the state, the day was worth celebrating because, according to them, they have put in their best to ensure safety of lives through diagnosis, research, and quality control.
Most of the ailments are inside the body, and without this test, you cannot say for certain that this is what is wrong with a patient until those tests are run. ensuring accurate results, making sure that there are little or no human errors while running this test for patients. When you are ill, the right place to go is a hospital. So the doctor sends you for the right test, and when you are sent for the test, it's good to come and do it, because most people do self-medication, which is not ideal for.
Though Biomedical Laboratory Science Day has been celebrated for years now, families of those who practice the profession, patients, and even their colleagues within healthcare system have a poor understanding of their role in medicine and public health.
To be frank, no, I haven't heard about it. I think they deserve to be celebrated. The medical doctors, I would wear, maybe are the crux of the medical profession, but they work with allied staff. You understand that? So I think they're important. You've never heard of it?
Okay, I don't know much about it.
It should be appreciated because without you, if you have an ailment and you need to go to the hospital, before they can diagnose what you're having, sometimes they put you through a test. It's a test that will give a comprehensive things about your life and your own health system.
This year's celebration has as its theme, patient safety first. Yageno Paul reporting.
It is no longer news that Akwa Ibom women took active part in the process that led to the election of Mr. Udom Emmanuel as the next governor of the state. It is not also news that the women were the first set of people to celebrate with Mr. Udom Emmanuel and wife Martha, as well as thank Governor Godswill Akpabio for his dogged interest in ensuring justice and fair play in the body of politics. But what is news is the expectation of the women as the new government unfolds. Patience John spoke to some market women yesterday.
At Ita markets, where the women display their ways, including edibles such as vegetables, gari, tubers of yam, and household waste, the women were eager to speak with AKBC Channel 45 News on sighting the camera.
New government has come, everything will change for good. They say election carry money, but now since the election has gone, I think money will enter. They will give us money. We sell market very good and fine.
The female traders who noted that they voted for Mr. Udom Emmanuel said that on assumption of office, the governor-elect should think of expanding their businesses by direct funding or by loans. Others want more industries to be established to enable their children and whites to work. Some traders also regretted that they do not have shops for their wares and that the available shops are being given to highest bidders. Male traders were also enthusiastic to speak with AKBC News.
So for me, as a human being. Like I'm selling material like this. Like I'm selling clothes like this. At least they can come and improve my market by giving me support. So at least I was voting for him to be a newcomer because I like him very well.
What can bring unity? What can make the party to have impact? What can make the party in Akwa Ibom State as a PDP have understanding? It's all about sharing with one another, bring one idea to another to bring something important. And what can bring that something important is the word of God.
Patience John reporting.
Transport is one of the drivers of the nation's economy. It is one sector that contributes to the movement of goods and services, and the absence of it makes a country to be classified as underdeveloped. It therefore goes to confirm that an efficient transport system is one indices for rating the economy of the country, which is why countries the world over invest a lot in transportation to ensure effective movement and service delivery. In the just concluded general elections in the country, particularly in Akwa Ibom State, transport played a major role in the success of the election, as the key players in the system variously supported the governor-elect, Udom Emmanuel. What are their expectations? Patience John again went to town to find out.
This is Itam Central Park. We are here to find out how business has been after the general elections, and also to find out what the expectations of the management of the park is as the new administration sets in.
ABC News congratulated the governor-elect, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, on his success at the polls and expressed optimism that with him on the saddle, the sector will receive a boost despite the expectations.
This is different. Like, don't use it from the forward. I see that people so you can live for a week for a woman. But then, we have to focus on me. That Kuba got a been on company, there's a young man, person company, you got a some company who you. People will be moving from Europe to the correct banner and from the correct banner to Europe.
Yeah, boss, I'm a so close to no work. I call it, I trade the work. I call it, the passengers, the people that you can make. And I damn it to you, you can up to 2,000 a day. I'm a boss, the better of this farm, I told you, who passenger or this farm, you can meet up to yourself. I'm going to I'm going to my friend name is no Ruby. I don't know possibly can the room make a medical in 1001 no one I what?
The Vice Chairman of the Welfare Committee, Itam Central Park, Elder Paulinus James, and the Chairman, Ikorik Benedict section of the same park, wants the governor-elect and look into the welfare of members when he is sworn in.
For the first time, I come back on class. I got no calculations, and the former governor, the chief of the Council of Babylon. Task force, the term of task force. That is talking more than anything. Because now I haven't got the task force. In another way around, okay, you know. Driver, I don't know about it. I'm going to get motor. In transport, as we come, I am going to go about getting motor. I am going to transport as can you keep them know.
Others want bus stops to be built by the incoming administration, while some complain of the activities of task force.
Bus stop, I got my very well. I want one for any photo, sorry, because it is all kind of weapons. As far as weapons is concerned, to match you, as soon as I can go for home. Today, I now to sell emblems, to like to sell emblems. Up to a rate of up to 20 something, 25, 26, 24, 14,000. Then where are we going to afford the money and buy the emblems?
Patience John, report.
More news after the break. Do stay with us.
Attention please. This is a special thank you message from the Akwa Ibom State Governor-elect, Deacon Udom Gabriel Emmanuel.
My good people of Akwa Ibom State, thank you for overwhelmingly electing me as your governor. I am profoundly grateful and indeed humbled by the trust and confidence you have reposed in me. I promise to justify your confidence as we look forward to sustainable development of our dear state, Akwa Ibom. God bless you. Signed by Deacon Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, Governor-elect, Akwa Ibom State.
So good to have you back. INEC Domestic Election Observer and CSOs, a network of observers on the just concluded general elections in Akwa Ibom State, have advised candidates and stakeholders who are aggrieved over the result of the elections to channel their grievances to the Election Petition Tribunal. Giving a situation report, the chairman of the group of INEC accredited election observers on governorship and state house of assembly elections in the state, Otumba Femi Sanusi, described the election as a free, fair and peaceful. Otumba Sanusi, in a statement jointly signed by the Director of Publicity of the group, Ambassador Felix O'Henry, said that apart from the high level of participation by the electorate, there were also adequate security and press coverages on the elections. He scored availability of election materials 97%, turnout of voters 95%, adherence of INEC, security, press and observers to the code of conduct 95%, as well as behavior of INEC staff to voters and organizations of the elections 90%. The chairman also said there was a minimal report of violence with 2.5%, period of voting adjustment and challenges of 15%, while card readers challenges and failure was 15%.
Violent experience during the election in places 2.5%. At the INEC security, press, observer, etc. to the code election 95%. Behaviors of INEC staff to voters and organization of the election 90%. In the light of the above, we recommend that the people of state who election result is declared, we advise that they manage their grievances to the election tribunal for the purpose of justice, peace, and unity of Nigeria.
The INEC accredited domestic election observers to Akwa Ibom State were coordinated by the UNESCO Center and CSOs Network. The 2015 Annual General Meeting and second memorial lecture in honor of Chief O.W. Doe to be organized by the Akwa Ibom State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations comes up on Friday, 24th April 2015. The event, which will feature a fun launch for the expansion of the State Secretariat of the NIPR, will be held at the NIPR's Image House by 10 in the morning, while the dinner and the awards to deserving Nigerians will take place at the Civil Service Auditorium, Dawson County Secretariat, Uyo, by 7 o'clock in the evening. The conference has as its theme managing reputation in national crisis, while the sub-theme will be the emerging challenges in crisis management, the public relations perspective. A release by the Vice Chairman of the NIPR in the state, Mr. Koko Robert, indicates that the paper presentation and second memorial lecture in honor of late Chief O.W. Doe, a doyen of the public relations and pioneer chairman of the institute, is expected to create positive image on organizations, state and federal governments. According to the release, the paper will be presented by Dr. Andy Iheme, co-coordinator South of the National Open University, while Professor Darius Wilson will present the second paper. The release, Governor Godswill Akpabio will be the chief guest, while Mrs. Akun Eyavanyi, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, will serve as special guest. The University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, Dr. Valentine Atta, and Member Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Senator Emmanuel Ebobosien, will be the chairman and principal launcher. The State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Onyeka Umana, is expected as the chief host, while the head of civil service, Mrs. Cecilia Odoisian, will be the guest of honor at the event. The release invites public relations managers, information officers, police holders, heads of departments in tertiary institutions, media practitioners, and those serving in conflicts and dispute-related departments to the conference. Also invited are members of the public and those interested in public relations or practice. Participants at the plenary session will pay a registration fee of 5,000 to cover materials, among others. Meanwhile, the NIPL Study Center in Uyo has commenced registration of students and candidates seeking to take its examination scheduled for June and November 2015. Are advised to take advantage of this program and register for the examination. Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission Obama Farakun Inyang has congratulated Udom Emmanuel over his success at last Saturday's governorship election. Obama Farakun Inyang, a former director of budget in the state, said that the emergence of Udom Emmanuel as the next governor of Akwa Ibom State was a testimony to his character, integrity, and acceptability by the people. He congratulated Barrister Norfolk Luke for securing a second term in the service of Nsubian people, saying that it's all confidence and love of the people that he represents. Obama Konyang also saluted Governor Godswill Akpabio, the President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and the National Electoral Commission for organizing peaceful, orderly, and credible elections. He advised the losers in the elections, particularly in Akwa Ibom State, to shield their swords and team up with the winners to move the state forward, as the interest of the state was greater than that of an individual.
Particularly after this election, don't be discouraged. The sky is the limit for them. Power belongs to God and to no man, and He distributes it the way He wants it. I had that job would be seated at the election to be and not to destroy it. Let us have peace.
The government, Mr. Oman Ethan, has commended the governor-elect Udom Emmanuel on his success at the polls. Mr. Ethan, who spoke in his office in Oron, described the just concluded general elections as orderly, saying that Akwa Ibom people spoke in one voice. He said that they are hopeful that the government of Udom Emmanuel will consolidate on the gains of the current administration led by Chief Godswill Akpabio. Commenting on the process that led to the election of the former Speaker, Chief Nelson Effiong, as the Senator-elect for Iket Senatorial District, Mr. Oman Ethan thanked the Oron people for the orderly and peaceful manner they trooped out to cast their votes. He appealed to the aggrieved contestants to emulate the good example of President Goodluck Jonathan and join hands with the governor-elect to move the state forward.
Elections that was held in Oron has been the most peaceful exercise I've ever experienced in Oron. That Udom is going to deliver on the dividends of democracy for the people of Akwa Ibom State. For those who did not win, I'm very hopeful that they will come back and then come on the same board and work with Udom. Chief Nelson Effiong is going to be the next great senator we will have in Eket Senatorial District.
The National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, had said that the Nigerian military is taking all necessary actions to ensure that the terror of Boko Haram is put to an end. North Korea has marked the 103rd birthday of their founding father, Kim Il-sung. This and more in Channel 45 and National and Foreign News segment with Mercy Ekere.
The National Security Advisor, NSA, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, has said that Sambisa Forest, which is the fortress of terrorists and one of their last remaining camps, will be before the May 29, 2015 presidential handover date. The NSA has also given the assurance that the federal government was putting in all efforts to ensure that the school girls conducted in Chibok, northeastern Nigeria, are arrested. Every movement of the terrorists is being monitored and every necessary detail is being taken care of to rid the country of infestation. The 299 billion naira for the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) for the 2015 fiscal year to the Senate. Of 6% from the 322.6 billion naira per year. The new 270 billion naira as capital development expenditure, 1 billion naira for capital expenditure, 10 billion naira is for recurrent expenditure, 1 billion naira is for expenditure. The funded 160 billion naira contribution from oil companies, federal government contribution, 40 billion medical funds, naira of ordinarily realized income. This announced a slash in the usage of naira debit for overseas transactions from $150 to $50 per annum. In addition, ensure that the cash withdrawal limit embedded in the cards per is at $300. They are to ensure strict compliance with the new limits and render monthly returns of the transactions. The reduction specific the usage of debit cards abroad. North Korea has marked the 100th of their founding father, Kim Il-sung. Was among those to his late grandfather. Also, executives and other citizens vowed loyalty to the country, and dozens of cannon were unleashed. Flowers were laid before the embalmed national father, Kim Il-sung, and his son, Kim Jong-il, at Kumsusan Palace of the Sun.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC Channel 45 or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's a package this morning, but just before we go another look at the major stories. INEC Domestic Election Observers and CSOs, a network of observers on the just concluded general elections in Akwa Ibom State, have advised candidates and stakeholders who are aggrieved over the result of the elections to channel their grievance to the Election Petition Tribunal. Given a situation report, the chairman of the group of INEC accredited election observers on governorship and State House of Assembly elections in the state, Otumba Femi Sanusi, described the elections as free, fair and peaceful. That's the package this morning. We thank you so much for spending your time with us. Thank you and good morning.